Today we will talk about how to prepare for DP-700 Microsoft Fabric Data Engineer exam and share practice exam to test yourself. First, let's introduce the new DP-700 exam. Then, you should master all the exam topics. Preparation tips for your reference. One. You need to ensure that the data analysts can access the gold layer lakehouse. What should you do? A. Add the data analyst group to the viewer role for workspace A. B. Share the lakehouse with the data analysts group and grant the build reports on the default semantic model permission. C. Share the lakehouse with the data analysts group and grant the read all SQL endpoint data permission. D. Share the lakehouse with the data analysts group and grant the read all Apache Spark permission. 2. You need to ensure that usage of the data in the Amazon S3 bucket meets the technical requirements. What should you do? A. Create a workspace identity and enable high concurrency for the notebooks. B. Create a shortcut and ensure that caching is disabled for the workspace. C. Create a workspace identity and use the identity in a data pipeline. D. Create a shortcut and ensure that caching is enabled for the workspace. 3. You need to implement the solution for the book reviews. Which should you do? A. Create a Dataflow Gen 2 Dataflow. B. Create a shortcut. C. Enable external data sharing. D. Create a data pipeline. 4. You have a Fabric workspace. You have semi-structured data. You need to read the data by using T-SQL, KQL, and Apache Spark. The data will only be written by using Spark. What should you use to store the data? A. A lakehouse. B. An event house. C. A data mart. D. A warehouse. 5. You have a Fabric workspace that contains a warehouse named Warehouse 1. You have an on-premises Microsoft SQL Server database named Database 1 that is accessed by using an on-premises data gateway. You need to copy data from Database 1 to Warehouse 1. Which item should you use? A. A Dataflow Gen 1 Dataflow. B. A data pipeline. C. A KQL query set. D. A notebook. 6. You have a Fabric workspace that contains a warehouse named Warehouse 1. You have an on-premises Microsoft SQL Server database named Database 1 that is accessed by using an on-premises data gateway. You need to copy data from Database 1 to Warehouse 1. Which item should you use? A. An Apache Spark job definition. B. A data pipeline. C. A Dataflow Gen 1 Dataflow. D. An event stream. 7. You have a Fabric workspace named Workspace 1 that contains a notebook named Notebook 1. In Workspace 1, you create a new notebook named Notebook 2. You need to ensure that you can attach Notebook 2 to the same Apache Spark session as Notebook 1. What should you do? A. Enable high concurrency for notebooks. B. Enable dynamic allocation for the Spark pool. C. Change the runtime version. D. Increase the number of executors. 8. You have a Fabric workspace that contains a real-time intelligence solution and an event house. Users report that from OneLake File Explorer, they cannot see the data from the event house. You enable OneLake availability for the event house. What will be copied to OneLake? A. Only data added to new databases that are added to the event house. B. Only the existing data in the event house. C. No data. D. Both new data and existing data in the event house. E. Only new data added to the event house. Thanks for your watching. Find the correct answers on the comments.